The third lesson I've learned of how having a baby has challenged my leadership is they just want to know that you care. That's right. Looking at your children, you may be busy with work. You may be wanting to try to get chores done and everything like that. But why are they screaming? Why are they trying to get your attention? At the end of the day, they just want to know that you care about them. When you get upset with them, why do they start crying? Not normally, like a little bit because they're scared, but also because in that moment, they feel like you don't care about them. And so I believe as leaders, we need to make sure that people we're leading know that we care about them. It's our job as parents, but I'm using the word parents as like an acronym for leading others, like leading a child or leading other people. Whereas parents, it's our responsibility to protect the people we're leading. It's our responsibility to protect our children. Provide a safe space. Make sure there's no knives hanging off the counter. Make sure that there's no open flames. Make sure all the electricity caps are, or the electricity points are capped, and make sure that there's the medicine cabinets and the poison cabinets and everything like that are all locked up behind safety. When we first moved here to the Dominican Republic, our son was 1 and he was just starting to move around. And so in our kitchen, there is nothing on the lower levels. Nothing in cupboards other than some plastic containers and stuff like that. Everything is up high. Everything is in the upper cupboards. Now we're lucky because we've got a big kitchen with lots of space. We've actually got 2 kitchens as well. So there's extra space for us to keep other things. But there's nothing on the lower level that he can't break or that he can't have access to that he'll break, right? As parents, we go around and we make sure we put soft things on all the sharp corners. We pad out things. We protect them because that's your job as a parent, to make sure that you protect and provide them with a safe space. You tell them not to do things like climbing on top of the couch because they'll fall off and hurt themselves. You try to teach them how to be safe about, well, actually, that's one thing that I'm bad at. I encourage my son to be a little bit of it. Well, he's a little bit of a daredevil anyway, but I do encourage him. But I try to encourage him and teach him how to do it safely. My wife just wants him to stay on the floor, right? But you can't do that. And that's the same with leading other people. You can't wrap them in bubble wrap, right? Like you can't just keep them in a bubble. You have to be able to let them be free while trying to provide a safe space around them, teaching them how to be safe and trying to teach them how to learn to be safe in what they're doing. So our responsibility as leaders is to make sure we keep a safe space. You know what? I've worked for people and I've worked with and under leaders that unfortunately they just don't provide a safe space. You don't feel protected. You feel used and abused. You feel like you're being taken advantage of. And you feel like, that space, they don't have the best interest for you at heart. They have their own interests at heart. And so we as leaders need to make sure that our people know how much we care about them, not just how much we care about their output. And the other way that people will know that we care is we as leaders need to be a provider for them. You know what? My son, it's my responsibility to provide for him anything he needs: school uniforms, books, toys, a roof over his head, food, whatever it is he needs, I'll provide, because that's my job as a leader. It's my responsibility as a leader to make sure I provide for him. You know what? As leaders, it's our responsibility to provide for the people we're leading. In too many situations, I've seen people that are making lots of money at the top, and then the people that are following are either volunteering and not making any money, or they're on like minimum wage and not really making anything from it. And so it's our responsibility as leaders to make sure that we are providing for the people we're leading, because they need to succeed as well. They're not just there to serve us to make us succeed. We are actually there to help them succeed. And that goes for financially as well. So as a leader, are the people around you provided for? I know if it was your child, if it was your son, if it was your baby, you would do everything you can to provide for them. That's the same as the people you're leading. You have to do everything you can to make sure they've got enough money to pay their bills. They've got enough money to live their life, to be able to enjoy their life and do bonus things as well. Now, it doesn't mean you just keep giving endless money. I just mean they need to be provided for somehow. Maybe it might mean that you're giving them budgeting tips and send them on a course to be able to learn to manage their money better. Some of them, it's sitting down and helping them work on strategies to get out of debt. Maybe it's just ways of being able to create some bonus structures so that they can have an opportunity to be able to earn more money. So it's our responsibility to make sure that those around us are provided for. That's one big thing I'm always looking at. I've got a team of people that are always working around me. And well, yes, at the start of projects, you don't have as much money. I sit down and work out with them. It's like, what do you need? How can I give you what you need? I know that we're not paying you everything that you're worth right now, but we will work towards building that up. And over time, you can help them grow and become better. All the people around me, the people that I'm mentoring, if there is an opportunity for me to be able to give them some work so that they can earn some extra cash, that's what my job is as a leader of those people. Another way for people to know that you care is to take time. You know, my son, I'll be working and he'll come into the office all the time. I look over that way because that's the doorway where he always comes in from. And he'll come in, and whenever he comes in, no matter how busy I am, I'll take a moment out and I'll get down to his level, look him in the eye and talk with him. I'll take some moments out. He'll pull me away from work. And yes, I might be really busy, but you know what? He's going to pull me away for 2 minutes and then I can get back to my work. It may be 5 minutes. It may be 10 minutes. So what? I can make that up later. But he knows that I care for him because I take time for him. When I take time from him, I just get down to his level. I spend time with him. So as a leader, sometimes we can get caught up being too busy in our own things, and the people we're leading don't have time for us. We need to make sure that we spend time mentoring those people. We take the time out to be able to share with them and care for them, be able to give them advice on personal matters, not just about the business project that you're leading them on. You know, we need to make sure we get down to the level. Don't always call them to your office. Go to their office. Go and speak to them. Go catch up with them. Go catch up with them in a cafe instead of always at your place, right? And then, so these are ways that we can make sure that we show that we care as leaders. I know I said there was only 3 things, but there's one more bonus item I want to leave you with. It's more a thought that I want to leave you with of how having a baby has challenged my leadership. And that is, you've always got another chance to make it right. You can always make it right. You know what? I'll sit there. The other night I was really tired. I had a few days where I hadn't had much sleep at all. My son was in a particularly, let's say, special mood, and he was really testing both my wife and I. And I must admit, I turned around to my wife afterwards and I said, I failed as a parent tonight. I really did. I wasn't patient enough with him. I didn't, all these things that I had my expectations set, and I wanted to stick with them, and I was more of an authoritarian than I was an influencer. And I did things where I know that he looked scared and he didn't feel that I cared for him. I really failed as a parent. But the really cool thing is when he woke up the next day, he was screaming for daddy, saying, "Daddy, daddy, where are you? Where are you?" He came and dragged me out of bed. And I had another opportunity to be able to show him that I cared. Tomorrow is always another day. If you make a mistake as a leader, that's okay. You can always improve and grow as a leader. You've always got another day to make it better. If you did something wrong today, that's okay. Pull up your socks and march back in the next day. Apologize. You know, there's times that I'll sit down with my son. He has no idea what I'm saying, but I'll go, "Sorry, I yelled at you." I always take an opportunity to apologize. So I hope that you've learned from how having a baby has challenged my leadership to help improve your leadership. That number one, you can understand that things don't always go to plan and you need to relax on your expectations. Number 2, you need to be an influencer, not an authoritarian. And number 3, you need to show your followers that you actually care about them. Hope this has helped you grow in your leadership. And hey, if it has, put a comment below, like this video, And hey, it would be amazing if you would consider subscribing. See you in the next video.